Chapter 59. For the leader, Al-Tasket, a psalm of David. Miktam, when Saul sent, and they watched the house to kill him. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Set me on high from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from the men of blood. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The impudent gather themselves together against me, not from my transgression, nor from my sin, O Lord. Without my fault they run and prepare themselves. Awake you to help me, and behold, you therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish all the nations. Show no mercy to any iniquitous traitors. Selah. They return at evening. They howl like a dog and go around about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips, for who doth hear? But you, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. You shalt have all the nations in derision. Because of his strength I will wait for you, for God is my high tower. The God of my mercy will come to meet me. God will let me gaze upon mine adversaries. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Make them wander to and fro by your power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them that they be no more, and let them know that God rules in Jacob, unto the ends of the earth. Selah. And they return at evening. They howl like a dog and go around about the city. They wander up and down to devour, and tarry all night if they have not their fill. But as for me, I will sing of your strength. Yes, I will sing aloud of your mercy in the morning. For you have been my high tower, and a refuge in the day of my distress. O my strength, unto you will I sing praises. For God is my high tower, the God of my mercy. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Now, we have again this. It's for the leader. We'll find this is a prayer that goes out to God. This is a prayer. It's more like a prayer. We'll find out because they was seeking to kill David again. It's bracketed here a psalm, and we can sing it. It's something. We can look at it like a song. Something maybe that's kind of like a repetitive thing over and over, which can call to our remembrance these things of David, of the beloved. And Miktam, once again, it's engraved, it's written, it's recorded, it's going to happen again, right? We can use it. We're going to use it as a witness. When Saul sent, this is going to be when Saul sent, and they watched the house to kill him. Saul means desired. Saul is the one that was desired. He said, give us a king. Here's your king. And Saul was the one that allowed the people to sin. He allowed the people to transgress, and we're going to find out. He sent those to watch over the house. This was David's house. This is where David lived. Quite possibly this is where him and Michal had their place of residence, and this may have been that period there when she put that their little idol or whatever that was she put on the bed and covered up. Put some goat skin on it to make it look like hair, but that's a whole different story. We're going to see, but they had come to kill David, and they was watching for him. And these were those that did the wicked work for the king, so to speak. Well, we know that you're not allowed to kill, and this would be the law, but others, they're not under this covenant, they're not under this agreement. Some of these other nations, like Doeg was from, he's the one who slew Ahimelech and the other priests for Saul. They commanded him to. And this is, I believe, is where we're going to find this reference later on. We're going to pick her up here in verse 2. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Set me on high from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from mine enemies. We'll find out. God already has. He's given us a place. He's given us a position to take. and we simply going to take that position. Uh, and we're going to stand behind God. We're going to hide behind God and His ordinances and His law. Set me on high from them that rise up against me. Lift me up above those that have risen up against me. We'll find out they've come for no good reason. 3. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from the men of blood. Deliver me from these workers of iniquity, these ones that work the perversions, they work the sin, they do that which is outside the law of God. We'll find out. Saul didn't come to do it himself, because he's under a covenant, see. But he's going to use those outside the covenant to do his wickedness. And save me from these men of blood, these men of sin, these that'll sin and commit it. They have no agreement, no ordinance. We'll find out they aren't the wisest of the world. 4. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The impudent gather themselves together against me, not for my transgressions, nor for my sin, O Lord. These ones that this word impudent or impudent, what this means is somebody who don't think of anything of anybody else. They don't care about anybody else. They put no value on anybody else. They're only about themselves. But these ones we're talking about here, I believe the King James Version says the mighty. The word it's atz, and it means the fierce, the strong, the mighty. It comes from the word atzatz, and that's to be strong. That's who it is, and what the ones we're talking about are these ones who gathered against, these ones who are gathered against him, the ones who are trying to kill him. But not for my transgression or for my sin. See, they're just out to murder. They're out to destroy. We'll find out nobody's done anything wrong. They just want to hunt your soul down and destroy it, kill it, for no good reason. 5. Without my fault they run and prepare themselves. Awake, you to help me, and behold. Without my fault they run and prepare themselves. They get ready. They're looking to hunt us down and destroy us, just like it's the same thing. It's never going to stop. Awake. We'll find out God is awake. God doesn't sleep. We're going to find out God's been watching the whole thing. He knows what's going on. God's not somewhere that we have to call upon him. We'll find out he's standing right there with us constantly. 6. You therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, arouse yourself to punish all the nations. Show no mercy to any iniquitous traitors. Selah. You therefore, and God is the one, the Lord, the God of hosts. We'll find out here the Almighty, the Elohim, the strength of all strengths. He's the God of hosts, the God of judgment. We can look at it like that. But God doesn't like to take up this position. This is not a position where that God enjoys. See, God enjoys blessing. God enjoys this. Punish all the nations. Punish all the goy, the heathen. These are all those that are not from beyond. These are all those that don't have understanding. Suddenly now we've gone from the few guys that Saul sent to kill David to punishing everybody in the world. And I wonder, I say, why? Why are we going to punish everybody for what a few people do? Is this some form of representation? Is this some kind of similitude? Is this some kind of comparison that I have here? This one who's without transgression, this one who is running, and they seek after his soul. Maybe it's all the nations, all those and they do it through transgression because they don't obey the covenant of God. They are not under the covenant of God. They will have nothing to do with it. We'll see that there's something wrong with this matter. There's something wrong with this matter. because they should have never been within the king's house anyway. They should have never been up there in Saul's palace anyway. What does the king of Israel have him doing? Hiring such as these, or being part of such as these that'll go forth to do the dirty work for them. See, it doesn't matter. You can hire somebody else to do your dirty work. But it's the intent of your heart, see, that comes out, and you're going to be held accountable just with them. It's all part of one bunch. Show no mercy to any iniquitous traitors. These traitors, these are perversion. The King James Version says the wicked transgressors. And the word is begod. These ones who act treacherously, deceitfully, they deal treacherously. We find out they're the ones of treachery. They have no concern for anybody else or the value of anybody else's life. We'll find out they'll take up gold. They'll weigh out gold for a person's life, having no understanding. 7. They return at evening. They howl like a dog and go around about the city. They return at evening. And of course, they wait till the sun goes down to do their dirty work. Then wait till there's a lack of light where they can get by with it, where they do things where there's no understanding. They howl like a dog. Howl like a dog and go around about the city. This howl, their noise they make is like a howl, something that causes terror or something that incites restlessness. Behold, they belch out with their mouths, swords are in their lips. For who doth hear? Behold, look and see, listen, they belch out with their mouth. To belch out with your mouth is to, it's kind of, I don't think it's ever been an enjoyable thing, this to belch out with your mouth out loud. And often is accompanied by a word of pardon, a word of excuse, but this is they have no remorse for what they say. They have no remorse for what they do. They do these things in wickedness with their lips. See, and that's those things there that work in the mouth. They work in the mouth, them two little things that slap together. They work with the tongue, see, behind the scenes. Tongue's back inside. It's behind the scenes. And we can kind of look at these two that witness, these two that are made apparent. We can see two is always a witness to me. It means that something I can witness. It's coming out of the mouth, or that place that's pouring out, and it's got the tongue working with it. That's from the inside. See, they plan, devise, its work of wickedness is exactly what it is. For who doth hear? Well, we find out God hears. God's listening. God knows what's going on. 9. But you, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. You shalt have all the nations in derision. But you, Lord, you shalt laugh at them. Laugh is this word laugh. God's not enjoying nothing. God's not taking no pleasure in the destruction. God's taking no pleasure in these things. This would be the wrong understanding of who God is. We'll find out God is not pleased by these things. These things don't please God. All the nations are in derision. All the nations are in confusion. The nations are the goy. They're the goyim, the heathen. These that do not respect others. These that have no understanding of God's law. They don't obey it. They're not under the covenant. They have no agreement. See, neither do they observe the law or the statutes or the ordinances which God gave in the beginning. This is what makes the separation. But this laugh, God's not really laughing. If we look at laugh, it would be in the sense that, see, God knows that the wicked's got his day coming. It's just a matter of time, because he doesn't understand the law come from the just, that he might live. 10. Because of his strength, I will wait for you, for God is my high tower. Because of his strength. This his. Who's his? Well, we can look at it as his. We're going to title the nations with that. Because of his strength, these transgressors, these ones, we're going to give it a body. Call it a hymn. Because of their wickedness, their strength, their numbers even, I will wait for you, for God is my high tower. I'll wait for God. Let God do my bidding. God's going to go before me. See, that's what he said. If you obey my ordinances, my statutes, I'm going to go before you. I'm going to go and drive these out from before you. And these are those ones. It's a simple thing. They refuse. They refuse the covenant. They refuse the agreement. They refuse the ordinances. 11. The God of my mercy will come to meet me. God will let me gaze upon mine adversaries. The God of my mercy will come to meet me. God is merciful. Because we find out God is always merciful to the just. God is merciful to the one who will present himself clean, righteous, just before God, equal before God. And God, let me gaze upon mine adversaries. Well, God, give us understanding of who they were. God, give us the knowledge of who they were, who they are. And 12, slay them not, lest my people forget. Make them wander to and fro by your power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. Slay them not. Don't kill them. And we've started off like this. Don't destroy. Don't destroy. Tasket. But here we see it. We're saying destroy them, kill them all. But now we're saying don't slay them. Lest my people forget. Let's leave them there as a reminder. See, in the psalm of yesterday, in the last psalm, we found out there was a destruction going on. There was a destruction going on because of this great transgression. But we'll find out it's like a fire that's left to burn. It's kind of like a reminder, something to remind us, and something. If we get a little reminder every now and then, it's like a little wake-up call. We can say it's a wake-up call. Wake up. 13. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, for cursing and lying with which they speak. For the sin of their mouth, the transgression of that which pours out in the words of their lips, these words that come from that which works, that which we can literally witness in the earth with our own eyes, the transgression, the perversion. We can look at it and call it immorality. Degradation of society is a word I love to use because it's not something that happens suddenly. It's a process. See, you don't just die in one day. Oh, you one day you're dead. But we'll find out it was the process. It was a slow occurrence. It was been accumulating over a period of time. 14. Consume them in wrath. Consume them, that they be no more. And let them know that God rules in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. Selah. Consume them in wrath. And wrath is a great anger. Great anger. But find out that's where you wind up when you're not in the blessing of God, see. And all these nations that didn't take up the covenant, that don't take up the agreement and have respect for others. See, you're not the only ones in the world. There's others here. And you may not feel like they do. You may have a different appearance in the earth than they do. Some of us are different colors than others. See, that's for a reason. But that's not your business, see, because God made everybody. God made everybody, and it's your position of this matter that's not as respectful as it should be. See, will this be a first error, that you think you're better than somebody else just because you're of your appearance. But God does the separating in the earth. And it's God that rules over Jacob. Jacob is the supplanter. Jacob, that's exactly what Jacob means, the supplanter. A supplanter is somebody that comes in and tries to take over something that don't belong to them. Take over something that's not theirs. Try to kind of rule over it. We'll find out nobody gets away with this. And nobody is immune to the law of God. 15, and they return at evening. They howl like a dog, go around about the city. Yeah, they return at evening. We done had this verse once, just going to repeat it again. Like dogs howling around the city, thinking they're going to incite fear somehow or annoy somebody, more or less, is what to do. You know, some people ain't as scared as others. And some people, hey, ain't afraid of a dog. 16. They wander up in town to devour and tarry all the night. If they have not their fill, they wander up and down to devour. Always looking for something to destroy, to tear up. They tarry all night if they have not their fill. And if they ain't done enough damage during the day, they look for it all night long. See what kind of misery, see what kind of strife they can get into, what kind of mischievousness. Children of the darkness is really what it is. These ones of darkness. There's no light. There's no understanding in their life. The unfortunate thing is the perpetuation of this is the most wicked thing. We've got to put an end to it. And the only way to do it is shine a little light into those places of darkness, into the understanding of those of wickedness. Shed a little light and say, ha ha, we see you. I mean, you know, it's time you quit these things. It's time you give these things up. As we'll find out, there's punishment. There's a punishment if you will not. 17. But as for me, I will sing of your strength. Yes, I will sing aloud of your mercy in the morning. For you have been my high tower and a refuge in the day of my distress. As for me, I will sing of your strength, and that's God's. God's strength, God's ability, God's knowledge, God's wisdom, God's understanding. That's what I'm going to sing about. I'm going to sing aloud of the mercy of God in the morning. We'll find out, because God's going to deliver me through the night, through the darkness, through this time when these gather against me. They're trying to hunt my soul down and do something with it. I don't know what they think they can do with it. It wouldn't be something you'd want to get a hold of anyway. It bites. But God's been my high tower and a refuge in the day of my distress. And it's because of my seeking refuge in God and my distress that He strengthened me. He gave me the ability. He gave me a helmet. He gave me a shield. He gave me a sword. You should protect yourself. 18. Oh, my strength. Unto you will I sing praises. For God is my high tower and the God of my mercy. Oh, my strength. God is my strength. See, God is the one I sing praises to, the high tower, this place where I take refuge. It's the understanding of God He gave me in the beginning. It's the law. It's the Torah. His ordinances, His statutes that keep me in the path. They are my shield. They are my sword. They are my helmet. Everything I need to get me through the darkness. I ain't afraid. I'm not afraid. He is the God of my mercy. He is merciful unto the just, ever showing favor, ever guarding over, ever watchful to those that keep the covenant, those that are in the agreement. We're going to move forward. Psalm 60. Turn and return.